I'll never forget the way he said it. It was April 17th, 2019. I was sitting in my manager's office in Houston, Texas. My palms were sweating, and I could feel the fabric of my size 22 blazer pulling uncomfortably across my chest. My boss, Mr. Reynolds, cleared his throat, leaned back in his chair, and looked me up and down in a way that made me want to disappear. His words came out cold, matter of fact, like he was talking about the weather. "Karen, we just don't think you represent the professional image this company needs." For a moment, I didn't understand. My heart pounded. "What do you mean?" I asked, my voice already trembling. He didn't sugarcoat it. "You're talented, sure, but your size, your appearance, it's not the right fit for client-facing roles. We can't have you out there as the face of the company." I froze. It felt like the walls closed in on me. My cheeks burned. My body, all 289 pounds of it, suddenly felt like a prison. That day, something inside me broke, and in that moment, I told myself, if I can control my mind, truly control it, then my weight loss is only a matter of time. My name is Karen Mitchell. I was 39 years old when this all began. Born and raised in Dallas, I'd moved to Houston for work after college. I'd built a decent career in corporate sales, but I had always lived with one shadow over me, my weight. Growing up, food was comfort in my house. My mom worked double shifts as a nurse, so dinner usually meant takeout, fried chicken, burgers, pizza. By the time I was 12, I was already overweight. By high school, I was the funny fat friend. By college, I was the girl who avoided pool parties and skipped group photos. At 5'6", I should have been around 140 to 150 pounds. But year after year, the number kept climbing. Fast food lunches at work, late night snacking on chips and ice cream, soda cans always within reach. I rarely cooked. Exercise? Non-existent. By my late 30s, I was 289 pounds. My knees hurt climbing stairs. I got winded walking from the parking lot to the office. My doctor had already warned me, "Karen, your cholesterol is high. Your blood pressure is concerning. You're pre-diabetic." But somehow the fear wasn't enough to move me. I avoided mirrors. I dodged cameras. I pretended I didn't see the look in people's eyes when I walked into a room. And yet, the day my boss fired me for being too fat to represent the company, that was the slap across the face I couldn't ignore. I left that office numb. I sat in my car in the company parking lot and sobbed until my chest hurt. I thought about the years I had given to that company. The overtime, the weekends, the way I went above and beyond. None of it mattered. To them, my body erased every skill, every achievement. When I got home, I collapsed on my couch. I remember looking around my apartment. Empty pizza boxes, soda cans, unopened mail. It felt like a reflection of my life. Cluttered, neglected, out of control. That night, I stood in front of my bathroom mirror. For the first time in years, I forced myself to really look. I didn't recognize the woman staring back. Puffy cheeks. A double chin. Eyes dull with exhaustion. My stomach spilled over the waistband of my pants. My arms looked heavy, swollen. I whispered out loud, "Is this really me? Is this who I've become?" And then came the voice in my head. The cruel, familiar one. "You've tried before. You always quit. This is who you are." But another voice, softer but stronger, pushed back. "No, this is not how your story ends. Not like this." That night, I made a promise. I would take back control. I didn't know how yet. I didn't know where to start. But I was done letting my body, my weight, dictate my life. I would lose the weight. I would reclaim my health. I would prove every single person wrong who ever doubted me. And most importantly, I would prove it to myself. The next morning, I sat down with a notebook. I wrote at the top, Day 1, April 18th, 2019. I stepped on the scale, 289.4 lbs. The number mocked me, but I wrote it down. That first week was brutal. I swapped out my soda for water. I cut out fast food. I logged everything I ate. Chicken, broccoli, brown rice, foods I hadn't touched in years. My cravings screamed at me. At night, I dreamed of pizza. I stood in grocery store aisles, staring at cookies like they were old lovers I had to walk away from. And exercise? My God. My first attempt at the gym lasted 12 minutes on the treadmill. My shins ached. My lungs burned. I was drenched in sweat, humiliated as fitter people walked by. I left the gym that day crying. I thought, I can't do this. I'm too far gone. But then, on day 7, I weighed in again. 283.9 lbs. I had lost over 5 pounds. It wasn't much, but it was proof. Proof that my effort, my sacrifice meant something. So I kept going. By month 2, something started to change. I had lost 18 pounds. My clothes felt a little looser. I could walk 20 minutes without feeling like I was dying. The first time I jogged for a full minute on the treadmill, I nearly cried. I wasn't fast. I wasn't graceful. But I was moving in a way I hadn't in decades. I started meal prepping on Sundays. Grilled chicken, sweet potatoes, roasted vegetables. I packed lunches instead of hitting the drive-thru. And every morning, I had a ritual. I'd stand in front of the mirror, look myself in the eye, and whisper, "You're not quitting this time. You deserve better." Something inside me hardened, a kind of discipline I'd never known. It wasn't about motivation anymore. Motivation fades. This was about choice. Every day I chose to show up. 6 months in, I had lost 62 pounds. I was down to 227 lbs. My doctor could hardly believe it. My blood pressure was normal. My cholesterol was improving. I was no longer pre-diabetic. But the moment that hit me hardest, I went shopping for jeans. For years, I had been a size 22. That day, I zipped up a size 16. I stood in that dressing room, staring at my reflection, and I sobbed. For the first time in decades, I felt hope. By month 12, I had lost 120 pounds. I was 169 pounds, the lowest I had been since college. I ran a 5K. I danced at my cousin's wedding without hiding in the corner. I saw old friends who literally didn't recognize me at first. But the biggest victory? Walking into job interviews with my head held high, and eventually landing a new role at a company that valued my skills, not my size. Looking back now, I don't hate the woman I used to be. She was hurting. She was tired. She was buried under years of self-doubt and pain. But she was also brave enough to start. Brave enough to take that first painful step. This journey taught me patience, discipline, and compassion for myself. It's not about perfection. I had days where I slipped. I had weeks where the scale didn't move. But I learned consistency beats motivation every time. And I wrote down my entire routine. Every step, every meal, every workout, so I could remember it forever. Today, I'm 43 years old. I hike trails on weekends. I cook healthy meals I actually enjoy. I laugh more. I take photos with friends without flinching. I don't hide anymore. And to anyone listening who feels trapped in their body the way I once did, please hear me. You are not broken. You are not hopeless. Change is possible. Not overnight, not easy, but possible. It starts with one decision, one day, one step. If I can lose 120 pounds after nearly 4 decades of struggle, you can too. Because the truth is, the weight isn't just physical, it's emotional. And when you shed it, when you prove to yourself that you're stronger than every excuse, every doubt, you become unstoppable. So if you're standing in front of your own mirror tonight, whispering, "Is this who I really am?" Know this, it doesn't have to be. Your story can change. Mine did. And I'll never, ever forget the day I finally looked at myself and smiled. Because for the first time in my life, I felt free. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more true transformation stories. And for those serious about transforming their health, remember, lasting change starts with mastering your mind, eating smart, moving daily, and using the right proven supplements. Our website, weightlossspeech.com, is packed with science-backed diet plans, powerful workouts, and proven supplement tips to help you reach your goals faster.